Welcome back to our online study of Dr. Jim Richards' book, Moving Your Invisible Boundaries. This is Christy Metropolis here, and I'm getting ready to take you into session number 18, which is day 3 of chapter 3, that's entitled, Why You Do What You Do. On page 33 of his book, Dr. Jim Richards says, the ability to look at the world and find good is rooted in the condition of our heart. When we change our heart, we change our view of the world. We understand with our heart, and our heart creates the perception. Your interpretation of what you see creates your emotional felt experience of the world. Your experience becomes your sense of reality. So here's what I want you to ask yourself today. What is my view of the world? Do I tend towards a half empty or a half full paradigm of how I view the world? You know, the answer to that question will help you see how much heart work that you really need to do. And I know that so many of us, we have had life experiences that if we are looking for excuses to live a life with disappointment, every one of us have had things happen to us that we had absolutely no control over. There are people in our lives that, have disappointed us. There are tragic events that have occurred that have, really set us back in a lot of ways. But how do I view this world? Am I the kind of person that I can just be thankful today that I'm alive? And can I be thankful that I've come into a relationship with Jesus? And ask yourself this question, can I trust God with this process of this heart transformation? Because if you can do that, you're going to be able to move forward, and you're going to be able to see these boundaries, these things, these issues in your heart that have limited you from experiencing the abundant life. You're going to see them go away. I don't want you to lose hope if you're a half-empty person, because changing your perception is not hard if you just will make up your mind to exchange your opinion for God's opinion when the two of you don't agree. Because here I'm going to tell you something. God is never going to change his opinion to agree with you. So if you've got a sense of I want to be right, well, the easiest way to resolve that is to always agree with God. So if you will always agree with God, then you will always be right. Amen? All right. On page 34, Dr. Jim Richards says, until issues are resolved at their root source, that is the heart, they're not solved, they're simply managed. And managing problems is exhausting. Amen. Managing bad impulses is frustrating and discouraging. Managing temptation is never ending. Managing is coping, and coping is surrendering to the problem. Oh, I could just camp here for a long time. How many people have I encountered in my ministry life who come to me for counseling? They want advice, they ask for prayer, and so many times their greatest obstacle in overcoming is they just are trying to manage their problems rather than dealing with the root source. And when they do that, they don't get free. They just keep saying over and over again, I know I'm righteous. I know I'm forgiven. Oh, grace is going to keep me. Well, yeah, grace is an empowerment to be able to get victory over sin in your life. And I know I'm jumping ahead here, but anyways. Questions to ask yourself today are, am I ready to quit managing my problems and temptations and get to the root issues in my life that cause me to do what I don't want to do? And am I ready to stop coping and surrendering to the problem? If you started this book study with the idea that you're going to learn another way to manage your problems, well, it's time to let that go. Your management's not going to accomplish anything of lasting value. It's only going to frustrate you more. So set your heart right now, okay, to getting to the root of the problem, and let him show you what that is. This is heart work that we're doing here. Remember, God's a heart God, and he's dealing with things on a heart level. And he's the master at revealing to us what we need to see, when we need to see it, and he's going to show us how to write new truths upon our hearts for transformation. So until next time, this is Christy Metropolis reminding you, you can move your invisible boundaries.